And this is what it does. As Jim was saying, those hopes are still flickering of Champions League football and indeed European football in general. 2 points off the top four, having played a game more than West Ham and Chelsea. Southampton stay 14th, 36 points, 9 clear of relegation. But as you can see, that is a 16th defeat of the season for Ralph Hasenhüttl's team and a 12th in the last 15 Premier League games. A terrific response then from Tottenham. Having gone behind at half-time, they got the reaction they wanted.
Yeah, Southampton couldn't continue with that press, the high press. They dropped off them. You drop off good players and you get punished. And they opened them up. And what they have got is Tottenham is good players. And there's one top draw player there in Gareth Bale. What a finish that is, Macca.
Yeah, great finish. You see, he opens up his left-hand side of his body, doesn't he? His first touch and his second touch, just to open it up. And, of course, he's always going to put it in that corner. And then this is a little bit of amateur out. Oh, no, sorry, this is the disallowed goal by Heung-min's son. And
correctly Lucas, or not? What do we think?
Yeah, well, it does go through, is it Bednarek's legs? But is Lucas Moura blocking McCarthy from the... Yeah, he is, isn't he? And it was a simple enough decision in the end.
And what about the awarding of the penalty, Tim?
Yeah.
For me, it's a correct decision. He was a rash. Gineppo's come on as a sub, and Reguilon goes in there to where he tries to block it. And he leaves it, and he's on the line. I think it's a correct decision. It's a penalty, and when Son steps up, he's never going to miss it. But on the line is inside, so it's a correct decision for me.
It's an awful challenge, isn't it? An awful challenge. 88th minute, he's getting blocked off by Bergwijn, and he goes throwing a challenge in like that. I mean, when the luck is not with you in Ralph Hasenhüttl's boys, you know, Danny Ings goes off, 1-0 up. Next minute, you get the substitute throwing a challenge like that in, and you're suddenly down in the game again. There's no coming back. But Tottenham were excellent in the second half, and Southampton were poor.
Southampton, same old, same old. You know, looked like very good, didn't they? First half was excellent. You know, I thought they played with nice structure, real playing identity. All of a sudden, they concede a goal. They just capitulate time and time again. We're used to seeing Tottenham throw away leads. Ryan Mason showed them how to win a game back from defeat.
Game in charge at half-time by a 0-0 against Southampton. Let's get straight into it. As I said, they must be sick of the sight of Danny Ings. 6 in 6 for Southampton against Tottenham, Macca, and a basic set play.
Yes, and it wasn't a surprise, was it? You know, Danny Ings doesn't do anything, really. I mean, of course, he scores the goal, but look at his run. Just the jog to the near post. He's almost surprised that he got to him. Aurier, no real pressure behind him. And it was a lovely flick and a great goal, wasn't it? And that's exactly what you'd expect centre-forwards to do, get everything on target. But it wasn't this cool, sexy set piece, was it? It was just almost just a dawdle to the front post. And he got a really good header on it. But
this is something of a hangover from Jose Mourinho's team. They've conceded the second most goals from set plays this season, Tottenham.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that is due to organisation, but also about the desire to want to go and put your head on the first ball. You know, Aurier there had no desire to go and head that ball. Danny wanted to wing that ball, and he hasn't got to do a lot. You know, he's guided it in. He's fortunate to get it in off the post, but Tottenham are lucky that they're only 1-0 down.
How are they only 1-0 down, Tim?
Impossible. I mean, the double save from Hugo Lloris, he gets a little bit lucky, it hits him, but this is obviously, they get the ball wide, they put it into the danger area, and they fill up the box. That's exactly what they do. It's a simple instruction. Now, how has he missed that header? But how on earth has Adams missed that rebound? I mean, all he's got to do, you can roll it on either corner or smash it high into the roof of the net. What would you have done, Macca?
I'd have scored. But you see, every Southampton player to a man puts their hands to the head. They just cannot believe it. And that's the warning sign for Tottenham. Yeah. And that was early on in the game. And it just carries on and on and on, doesn't it? I mean, the players have to take responsibility for themselves. It's not about Ryan Mason or Jose Mourinho. When you start a game, that slowly pass it, you know, it's just sort yourselves out. You have to do it yourselves on the pitch, and they didn't.
Yeah, they've offered very little as an attacking threat. However, just before half-time, should Lucas Moura have done better?
Of course he should have. You know, he was a little bit surprised, wasn't it, the fact that it comes through the legs, but, you know, it was just, again, it was just a real lacklustre effort, no real effort to get over the ball, to take a touch. It was almost, it's a surprise to get there, and he just leans back and balloons it over the bar.
I mean, he got no structure. There's no playing identity. for Tottenham. But that's no different to what we've seen all season. The difference is Harry Kane's been there and he's been taking chances like that. Then the confidence grows. In contrast, Southampton have a playing identity out of possession and in possession. They have suffocated Tottenham. They're setting the traps. They're saying from the back, you play out from the back and we will press. When one goes, the other one will follow. And look at the pressure they're under here. Immense pressure. They're trying to win the ball in the final third. When they do win it, they then get the ball wide and they fill up the box. Time and time again, they're setting the traps. They're nice and set at the back there. Two in midfield are just trying to hover around, see where the bits are. But the front players are pressing. And when they go, look at the fullback here, releases himself. Force Bale to play round the corner, then they win the ball back and then they build from there. It's been very, very organised.
It's been so slow, though, hasn't it, by Tottenham, Tim? Yeah. Look how the way they move the ball. Just slow, slow, slow. And no wonder they get pounced on. And this is a team... And this is awful, isn't it, by the goalkeeper? You know, he's the one who starts the play. And you can see they've set a trap for them and they just play into it. And this is the time when you need to take responsibility and say, no, we're struggling, let's play up the field, let's get up and then we'll sort ourselves out later. But it's as if they're just passing responsibility onto the teammates. It's just not good enough.
When you're a young manager like Ryan Mason, you need a hand. You know, he doesn't know all the answers. He's going to learn the answers as he goes along. You need your experienced players. Hugo Lloris, World Cup winner, needs to be one of them experienced players. Yeah. When he puts his foot on the ball, he must think, I'm looking up, the Southampton players are sitting off us. Yeah. Do they want us to play out? Of course they do. Yeah. They want to set them traps. Then they smell blood and they go in. But he's still playing out. That's not a good principle. That's how we stick to our principles of playing out. Play over the top. Give them something to think about. If you stretch them long, you jab them off you. And then they'll drop off and then you can play out and make some pictures, some pretty patterns. Tottenham are still in it because they have the better players. Not the better players on the evening. On the collective, the team ethic, Southampton are a different class to Tottenham. But Tottenham, you can never rule them out with the individuals what they have.
It is only a goal. Ryan Mason at 29 years of age.